What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Horror Hangout. Thank you for joining me today. I want to talk about a movie that it took me a while to see. It came out a couple of weeks ago, November 18th. Bones and All. Okay, this is a love story drama about cannibals. Love blossoms between a young woman on the margins of society and a disenfranchised drifter as they embark on a 3,000-mile odyssey through the back roads of America. However, despite their best efforts, all roads lead back to their terrifying pasts and a final stand that will come to determine whether their love can survive their differences. It's a pretty good description of it, but they failed to mention the cannibal part of this, which I think is a major part of the movie, and it's shown in the trailer, so it's not like we didn't know about it. The movie has got Timothy Chalamet in it. Taylor Russell is just outstanding in it. It's got Mark Rylance. Chloe Sevigny has a small part in it, which I didn't even recognize her at first. And then Michael Stolberg, you'll recognize him from Boardwalk Empire. He has a small role in this movie as well. I don't really know what to say without spoiling things in the movie, so I'll just make this a quick little review of the film. I watched it. I finally got to see it. I was waiting for like 2 weeks almost to watch this one. And when it finally came out, or when I finally got to sit down and watch the movie, I was so excited that I had to temper my expectations of the film. In the first few minutes of it, I had to get some backstory, and I really wasn't sure I was going to be interested in it. As soon as the young man comes into the movie, though, things really take off. As a matter of fact, excuse me, before he even shows up, the character played by Mark Rylance is like this, what is his name? Sully? When Sully shows up, it's pretty interesting because the movie's about this girl. She's feeling very lonely and very vulnerable, confused, conflicted. It's really a character study on these people, and it tells you a lot about, I don't know, man. It's like somebody that wanted to write a romance like The Notebook, but was also a fan of horror movies. That's what this felt like to me. It's beautiful, and it is a slowly paced, deliberately slow paced movie, and it's got some pretty graphic stuff in it. Some violence comes, and it's very graphic. There's a few very tense scenes. I don't know, man. It's a roller coaster ride of a movie, and I absolutely love it. I don't know what else to say about it without spoiling things in the movie, but the violence in it is extremely graphic and well done. The story is heartwarming yet gut-wrenching at the same time. The cinematography is really well done. The music in the movie is really, really good. The music in the movie is phenomenal. This movie's got some absolutely outstanding music in it. The acting's really, really well done. The story's interesting because I've started reading the book, and I'll tell you this, the book and the movie are very different, and I'm only like a few chapters into the book. Very different. I think they more or less got an idea from a book and made a movie out of it. If you're a fan of that kind of thing, I would recommend watching the movie first and then read the book, because if you don't and you read the book and you really love it and you watch the movie, I fear you might be a little disappointed. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about it without ruining parts of the film that are like integral to your enjoyment, that, not knowing what's going to happen. So some good twists, a couple of good surprises, nothing really scary per se, but it is a little graphic. There's some stuff that caught me by surprise. I don't know, man. The story is so crazy. So this young girl just is an outcast, man, and she's, you find out very, very quickly in the movie, like in the first few minutes, that she does weird things, and her dad is with her, and he's gonna, help her along in this life, and ultimately, excuse me, she gets put in a situation where she has to go out on her own, and she meets this boy, and that's where the movie basically starts. And then you have like a 2-hour movie with them traveling across the country, trying to survive and learning how to be who and what they are. I don't know. This is an incredible look at your inner self, and I think a lot of people need to watch movies like this and then go back home and look in the mirror and be like, I'm okay with me. I know a lot of people are dealing with depression and just, what's it called? Self-esteem issues. And pardon me. a lot of the things that you deal with in that aspect is stuff you can't control. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about this movie is that you get two people that are in a position, in a situation that they have no control over, and they're learning to adapt to the way of a particular kind of life that maybe they don't necessarily like, but they can't change. And then there's, you get your two people that are very different, people with different moral compasses, but they love each other, and they want to decide, like, okay, can we make this work? It's a wonderful story, man. A little long, but very, very good. I really enjoyed the movie. If I was going to grade it on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'd give it an 8.5. It was that good. It's so good. This movie is so good. It's going to probably fall into somewhere in my top 5 horror movies of the year. This is absolutely a horror movie. Especially when you just think about how scary life can be. Life is a horror movie, isn't it? So yeah, go check out Bones and All. Give it a watch. It's a little long, a little slow paced, but it's deliberate. Nothing ever gets boring. Pay attention, because you're going to need all the stuff that happens in the movie. Just because it's slowly paced doesn't mean it's something that you shouldn't pay very close attention to. So yeah, go check out Bones and All in the theaters while it lasts. Otherwise, it'll be on VOD and Blu-ray, I'd imagine, pretty soon. I will be buying this movie, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please don't spoil anything if you can avoid it. Yeah, thank you for hanging out and hearing my thoughts on Bones and All. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, like the video, comment on this jank, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 1,500 subscribers. And if you want to support us in any other way, you can hit up Patreon or pick up Knife Crime merch on Instagram.com/Knife Crime Apparel. Thanks for your support. I appreciate it, guys. Have a nice day. We'll see you soon. Peace.